the CZ EVO 3 S2 Micro. Let's check it out. Guys, no secret that I'm a big fan of the CZ Scorpion. The EVO 3, when it hit the market, I knew it was CZ. I'm a big fan of CZ, and so I was really looking forward to getting a hold of these. One of the big problems with the CZ EVO line is that they can be difficult to get because the demand is so high. These were designed as a full automatic select fire firearm for the Czech military, and so it's very robust, very strong, very reliable. Easy to put on a suppressor. I mean, you can, of course, this isn't the pistol form, it does come in the carbine form. But today we're going to take a look at the S2. The S1 has been out for a while. The S2 is the micro. It's a very small, tiny package. And with the SB tactical brace on the back and a lot of other features we're going to look at. But before we get started into the review too deep, I do want to bring out a couple of points. One of the things, CZ did send this to me for this test and evaluation. Honestly, they're almost impossible to get. Now, one of the things about my relationship with CZ is that if I bring something in, you know, I can either buy it for a discount, it's a nice discount, or I can send it back. And typically I end up buying it because I just really enjoy the firearm. The second part of this is that YouTube is going to demonetize this video immediately. I mean, I won't make any money. In fact, I'll end up spending money to do this review. And honestly, guys, if it wasn't for the support of Patreon, this video would not have been possible. So I just want to thank those guys for allowing me to take some time to do this review. Guys, the number one reason to buy this firearm is it just makes you look so freaking tactical. I don't know about you, but this is just the coolest little squared off firearm out there. I mean, it's just solid, it's compact, just has a totally different look than anything we've seen out there. Of course, now these have been around for a while, so I don't want to go too far, but if you've never messed with the CZ Scorpion, the EVO 3 S1 or S2, in the carbine or in the pistol, these are just great little firearms. And CZ has this massive reputation. Now, one of the big things about CZ is that they are in high demand. So a lot of times, firearms like these are difficult to find. In fact, I have a really good friend of mine who's in law enforcement that talked me out of my first CZ EVO 3 pistol because he just could not find one. I had gotten a carbine and I was really excited about the carbine, so I traded with him. And since that time, I've picked up a couple of new pistols because these are just some of my favorites. And I'll tell you guys, I've got a lot of firearms. You know, really, I'm getting super picky on what I actually buy. And this is one that I'm buying. Now we'll go ahead and drop the magazine, and we're going to pull back on the bolt right here, and we can lock it into place and then check, and we have an empty firearm. One of the cool things about this is like the MP5, pop, and you're ready to go. There's such a cool factor about that as well. So we're going to go ahead and set the magazine back in. It does come with two 20-round magazines. We're going to look at other magazine options coming up because there are a ton. But they also have the 30-round magazines as well. They're all polymer. This kind of a strong polymer. Some of the early models, they had some issues with the feed lips, especially if they were stored. Those were just with the early models. CZ did acknowledge and improve their magazines. Nice beveled magazine well. Be able to slip that magazine. Your magazine release is on either side, and I love it because it's right here with your trigger finger. Or again, right here, if you're left-handed, you got it covered. Short throw safety, fire, really easy to grab. One of the big downsides to me with this safety system is that on the other side, when you have it in the fire position, it can ride a little bit on your finger, according to how big your hands are. Now for me, you'll see, it doesn't really get in the way that much. But there are a lot of options to be able to replace this with a flat or even with a different design to keep that from, you know, hitting anyone's finger. Now the bolt handle is non-reciprocating, so you don't have to worry about it coming back on you. And of course we have that lock that we talked about. And then of course with the magazine out, all you gotta do is drop it and it'll go home. With the magazine in, you've got your bolt release right here. And so you can slam that bolt home, really easy to do. Very large trigger guard to be able to get gloved hands in there. Of course, for a military firearm, that's important. The grip is at a steep angle. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you know, I would have liked to have had a little bit more of a straighter angle. But the great news is they have replacements for these, some aftermarket replacements that actually bring it down. So, you know, there's a lot of good options. H&B Industries aluminum handguard, M-lock. Excellent. You can take them off very easily. There's 4 little bolts that pulls right off. Here we have the Silencer Co. faux suppressor. This is what they call the No Osprey. Nice, beautiful square, which fits really well with your handguard. But there are a lot of options for muzzle brakes and different things also, and this is 1/2 by 28 threads. So once you pull this off, you can take this off and you can put a suppressor on here with no problem. Check the diameter of the H&B Industries rail before, you know, just to make sure, but it fits a number of different ones. I think there's a couple that it won't fit. You have your mag pull hand stop, which to me is a must because you have a 4.12 inch barrel. So it's pretty short, but yet you still get decent accuracy. The sights are robust, they're excellent, they're protected, they're fully adjustable, same as like with an AR-15 post at the front. Then we have an aperture rear that has different positions from combat all the way to target. And this is also fully adjustable as well. Sights are metal, they're excellent. So, you know, and then if you want to replace those with some Magpul M-Bus or whatever, you can, but don't know why you'd want to. Now the brace is not marked SB Tactical. In fact, it's marked with a CZ, but I have a strong suspicion this is an SB Tactical PDW and comes right out. These are excellent. These are my favorite braces, hands down. But without the Manticore Arms adapter, this would not fit the CZ EVO 3. Big kudos to Manticore Arms. They make a ton of different parts for the CZ Scorpion. As far as the operation of the pistol brace, it just pops right out. Nothing to open up, which makes it easy to deploy. Of course, like with the original CZ EVO 3, we didn't have any kind of buffer tube. And guys, you know, it was just a big old unwieldy firearm. With the brace, it makes it much more easier to control and really brings this into a viable self-defense option, in my opinion. Now to bring the brace back in, there's a little lever on top here. Just bring that in, closes right down. Now this is considered a pistol, and so it has what they call a brace. This is not a stock, and there's a number of different ways that you can use this brace. First off is you can use it on your cheek, so it gives you 3 points of contact. Next we can open up the brace, designed for disabled guys that are disabled, especially veterans. And then you can occasionally put it on your shoulder according to the ATF. So there's a number of different ways that you can use this. And really, you can use it closed and fire just like this instead of just holding it out with the brace extended. Now this is an all polymer upper and lower, and the grip, everything. I mean, this whole thing here is polymer. This is, again, aluminum from H&B Industries, and it's added on. Then we have a polymer Picatinny rail on top, which makes this fairly light. These weigh about 5.5 pounds, which makes it a great weight. Fully collapsed is 16.5 inches, about the same size as an AR-15 M4 barrel. You have a sling mount right here. It's just a small hole. You can do a QD, or you can actually do some kind of M-lock sling mount. And thanks to Manticore Arms, we have a QD socket right here for a sling on the adapter, but it's only on one side. As far as trigger pull, let's just check the action. Have some take up, a little bit of stacking, but then a nice break. I think they've improved that trigger somewhat. Check reset, right about there. You know, it's not a fantastic trigger, but yet this is not for, you know, super accuracy or anything else. If you're going to do a lot of accuracy, the trigger may be, you know, I'm sure there's going to be, again, some upgrades, but really it's not that bad for what this gun is. We'll check trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 8 pounds, 14.9 ounces. 9 pounds, 8 pounds, 8.8 ounces. So again, guys, getting around that 9-pound mark. I want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo. We're using 115 grain full metal jacket, all made right here in the USA. As far as the range goes, I mean, taking this out, number one, is the cool factor is just, you know, at 10. I mean, it's a cool little compact, fun gun to shoot. 9mm, it does have the blowback, and you do have that large bolt. So it does have a little bit of recoil, but it's not anything, honestly. It's just really easy. It's a lot of fun to shoot rapid, shoot slow, even with the 4-inch barrel. You know, it's fairly accurate. We didn't do a lot of accuracy testing because it's a 4-inch barrel, and I've seen guys shooting out to 100 yards with it, even farther. You can get some distance with this little firearm, even though it's really small. The sights are easy to pick up. You know, put an optic on here, makes it easy to do. Reliability was spotless. Now, a lot of people don't like it that these don't use Glock mags, but this is a Czech military firearm. It's designed off of that. So the Czech military uses their own, you know, proprietary mags. Honestly, at first, I was kind of like, wow, these may be hard to get, but they're not, and they're very reasonable.
That's such a cool little gun.
It is, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Now, guys, one of the most important elements to me with any firearm is the magazine availability. Are they easy to get? Are they expensive? It's one of the things about the CZ EVO 3. And here we have the standard smoke magazines. These are the 30 rounders. You get two 20 rounders with the firearm. And these run about $20, $25. I mean, they're very reasonable. So you have other options that are aftermarket, that are high quality options. Here we have the Prepper Gun Shop, steel feed lips. I mean, these are great. These are translucent. And excellent magazines made by Manticore Arms, which definitely has a huge reputation. Then we have something new to the market, which is from PSA. And this is the U9 magazines. They're 35 rounders. These are made obviously for the Scorpion, but also they fit their AK V9. And that's a big plus, that they're actually making another firearm that fits these type magazines. The design of these magazines is just excellent. But these are fantastic, and you know, I think these retail for $29. I think they were having them on sale this week for $14.99. So that's not necessarily all the time, but that's the kind of reasonable prices that this CZ system brings. Now, one of the huge pluses with the PSA mags is they are stainless steel, reinforced lips, which is a big plus. And then we have the orange followers, and again we have 35 rounds, easy to remove that base plate, and it does have a rubberized bottom. So these are just great quality magazines. PSA did send these, and I do appreciate it. Then we have the Lula loader, which I love Lula loaders. They are some of the best loaders on the market, and they make one for the EVO 3. If you're going to load these magazines, not having a Lula loader is not a smart move. Baby, you got to have your Lula loader. And guys, if you're going to have all these magazines, you need a way to carry them. And here's my US Grunt Gear chest rig. This is a great system. Robert does a fantastic job, and he's out of Miami, Florida. I featured this, I believe it was on the Carbine review with a Scorpion. And, you know, he does so many cool things, but of course, obviously, this fits the CZ EVO 3 mags. And I believe it's also the SIG APX. But here we have some of the PSA magazines in here. Robert does a great job. Now, there are impulse buys, and there are times where you just get lucky finding something. And the Peak case, to me, is one of those kind of places. I found this by accident on some kind of ad. And this is a, of course, medical red, and you can get different colors. But lift this thing up and look at this. Is this not just incredible? I mean, it's cut out precision. You can get it for a number of different type firearms. This just happened to be the one. And we're going to open it up here, and it's got a layer 2. So you've got a lot of cool things you can do here. But just wanted to kind of show that. I may do something a little later on this case. I don't know, but it's Peak case. I bought it along with the gun, along with all this other stuff. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm just a big fan of this firearm. And then we have the F5 Manufacturing 50 round drum. This is a cool option. It is all aluminum. It's really easy to maintain, very simple. You have this action that actually pulls back, and camming action, you can load the magazine. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of great options out there. Now for disassembly, make sure the gun's on safe. Drop your magazine, bring your bolt back, check the chamber, and the gun's empty. Right here we have a pin. I'm just going to push it through. Then we can just pull out our trigger group. That is how easy it is to get this trigger group out. Beefy hammer. I mean, this is made for full automatic. One little chassis here, and I think we'll probably be seeing some upgrades to this as well because this is so modular. Now, of course, you have your bolt right here. It's very beefy and heavy. I've done some videos with the others showing this, and to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to pull all this off to show you. It's fairly easy to do, but I just want to, if you really want to look at that, you can go to some of my earlier reviews. These are big, heavy. It's based on a blowback design, and it's just a great, solid system. Again, these are made as select fire firearms, so they're built like tanks. You can even see that heavy recoil spring and guide rod in the back. Guys, the standard Scorpion pistols are running around $800 to $900, but with the addition of the SB Tactical Brace, the Manticore Arms mount, and the H&B Industries handguard, and of course Silencer Co., which I think they put a lot of Silencer Co. stuff on their standard carbines and pistols. This is retailing for about $1,211. And because these are fairly hard to come by right now, and will continue to be, guys, if you find one of these, you probably want to snag it. The price could, is definitely for street price or market price is going to be a little lower. But it's still under half the price of an HK MP5. So guys, I highly recommend if you ever get a chance to shoot one of these, and if you're in the market for a small 9mm pistol caliber carbine or in the pistol form, the CZ EVO 3 line is excellent. Whether you go with the S1 or S2. I mean, the quality's there. These are based, again, on a military select fire firearm. So these are built for full auto fire. And yet, with all the aftermarket support, this is just a great option. So check it out. And I really appreciate CZ for sending this for the test and evaluation. And again, guys, I am purchasing this pistol. And again, YouTube is going to demonetize, or already has demonetized this video as you've seen it. So I probably spent about 16 hours or more putting together this review. And so if it wasn't for Patreon, you would not be seeing this right now. But guys, we've got to keep gun content on YouTube. And I don't want to be dictated on AdSense to be able to bring to you what's some really cool stuff. So my Patreon guys, thumbs way up. Rubber Dummies is one of the best training tools on the market. And you get a 10% discount using Suit00 when you click the link down in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Seth, run!
Woo! Zoom!
Zoom! I mean, how cool is this? I mean, that is just cool. Plus, it's like 2001 Space Odyssey.